Inline speed skating is the most exciting sport to watch, but the problem is nobody watches it. It's really a darn shame, but in 2017, the whole world witnessed the greatest race of all time. However, we have to understand the basics of the 15-kilometer elimination race. It's a pretty simple race, all things considered. The skaters go around an oval 200-meter track 75 times, but the catch is, for every kilometer, the last place finisher gets eliminated. Until there's 5 skaters left, and that's basically when all of them go sicko mode. Now, for 3/4 of the race, it is the most sedate event someone will ever watch in the history of their life. And this is all because of the peloton. The peloton is a massive glob of skaters that match each other's movement stride by stride. They do this because they won't waste as much energy as the guy who's leading the pack. This is a great race strategy, don't get me wrong, but it can be absurdly boring to watch. In 2017, a lot of people would assume that this would be another mundane 15-kilometer elimination race. But Felix Reinen had different plans.
Well, the German decides, you know what, let's just shake things up a little bit if we possibly can. So Reinen goes off all on his own.
Leaving the peloton that early in the race is like shooting only half-court shots in basketball. It's unsustainable and frankly, kind of stupid. So why did he do this? Well, there's 2 theories. One, he was a Greek god in fitness. He would train up to 150 kilometers a day. For reference, that's the distance between Milwaukee, Wisconsin and Chicago, Illinois. And let me emphasize this. He did this every day. Secondly, he would always narrowly miss out on the podium for the World Championships. But one thing's for certain, this play has 2 actors in it.
And Elton de Souza, the Frenchman, decided, I don't know what he's up to, but I don't like it, and I'm going to go after him.
So, this is pretty odd. De Souza is a very decorated skater, with winning multiple races in the World Championships, so at the time, it didn't make a lot of sense why he would follow Felix Reinen, but he saw something that other people didn't see. He saw an opening.
The way these 2 are skating, they can just tuck in there, sit with the peloton and just say, okay, catch us if you can.
Their fates became intertwined with each other as they journeyed through uncharted lands. By lap 58, they lapped and rejoined the peloton. All they had to do now was hold. This is the World Championships we're talking about here. The best in the world in one race, and they're not going to let some goofy-ass plan and 2 guys beat them without a fight.
And that's producing a response from the group, including Reinen and de Souza. We'll have to wait and see if they can get the German and the Frenchman out of this group. That's the only way they can overhaul them, of course. Swings, joins Michael at the head of affairs. Now a little bit of a gap. Now, this is where it's going to get really tough for these 2 as we've got something like 47 laps still to go. They put in a big effort to get that lap lead. And is it going to cost them now that the counter-attack is coming?
The peloton went faster and faster, like a well-oiled machine. And as the race progressed, Felix Reinen and Elton de Souza, they started to slip. Reinen expressed pure exhaustion. He clenched his fist out of pain. He was done. Elton de Souza was done. They had nothing left in the tank. They tried something experimental and it didn't work. The world wasn't ready for them. And maybe the world isn't ready for inline speed skating. Let's face it, it's too weird and experimental to truly be a well-known sport, a respected sport. It's not in the Olympics. Felix Reinen only has 11,000 followers on Instagram, and he is one of those popular skaters in this sport. It's quite silly to think that this sport would succeed. Really, all it boils down to are just grown-ass men with singlets on going around a high school track. But that's what makes it awesome. It's so absurd and seemingly stupid. We get to see physical specimens at their prime go against each other for something that's meant for kids.
Bug off, man. I'm going roller skating.
They're not just millionaires disillusioned by their sport. It's authentic. And just know one thing. They held. Despite pain, despite exhaustion, despite having reasonable race strategy, they still held.
This happen as we continue to look at the elimination as well. We've got to keep an eye on these two. They can't get detached. They've rejoined it. But still Reinen and D'Souza sticking around. Bueller is sending up a distress flare there. He looks in terrible trouble, doesn't he, the Spaniard? These three don't look like they're going to be able to catch him. Nowhere near. What a race that was from Elton D'Souza. And what a story as well for Felix Reinen, who takes second place. His bravery earns him a medal, and it's all about who's going to get third.
This is why this is the greatest race in this sport's history. Because it encapsulates everything about the sport. Despite everything. It shouldn't be successful, but it is. It shouldn't exist, and yet it's still here. And there's no sport or race like this one.